Hello, dear learners and viewers. My name is Mr. Enoch Juriely. I'm here to present an English orientation course for Form 1 students in Eteta TV. My lesson today will be about instrument for measuring. Instrument for measuring. When we say measuring, we mean to find amount of something. We mean to find amount. We measure to find a certain quantity. A certain quantity present in an object may be in terms of weight, pull of the gravity of that body, maybe in terms of mass. We can measure the mass of an object, the mass of whatever. So when you say measuring, you measure the distance from one place to another, that is length. You can measure the volume. You can measure time taken. Learners, have you ever practiced to measure anything in your home and in your surrounding? Have you ever seen some people taking measurement of different kind? Example, when you saw a plumber wanted to make tap water, he starts measuring the distance from the water source to where the station of water tap will be. That is measure of length. Maybe you go to the shop and buy sugar or rice or cooking oil. You found that the shop seller usually measure how much amount of quantity do you need. So those are different places where measurement is usually applied. Now, we have different instruments that are used in measurement. The first one is beam balance. Beam balance. This instrument is the one used to measure mass. Mass which is measured in kilogram. Beam balance. Used to measure mass, and that mass is measured in kilogram, beam balance. And we have another instrument for measurement, that is meter rule or a ruler. A ruler is an instrument used to measure distance from one position to another position. That is a ruler. Another instrument to measure distance is a tape measure. A tape measure is another instrument used to measure distance from one position to another. Another instrument used to measure is a watch or a clock. A watch is used to measure time, for how long it takes from morning to evening. The instrument used to measure time is a watch. We have instruments to measure liquid content or liquid material, or to measure volume. That is a measuring cylinder. Measuring cylinder. It's used to measure volume in liter or in decimeter cubic. And we have the last one, which is spring balance. Spring balance used to measure a weight of some object. It means the pull of that object toward the gravitational force. Now, let's take a look. I mention an instrument and you state what does it measure. The first instrument, clock, or another word, watch, learners. What kind of measurement does the mentioned object used to measure? Another is ruler. What kind of measurement does ruler tend to measure? Ruler tend to measure length. The length, the distance between one position to another position, or a height, or width, or depth is measured by ruler. Another instrument used to measure is spring balance. Spring balance. What kind of measurement do spring balance measure? Spring balance measures weight. Another instrument is measuring cylinder. Measuring cylinder used to measure volume. You heard about those instruments for measuring. Now, I want you to mention some of the units which are regarded to measurement. The following are the units as regard to measurement. We have seconds. Seconds means measure of time. Measure of time is in seconds, in hours, in minutes, in days. All those are measure of time. Years, decades, millennium, and centuries. Those are measure of time. A measure of length. A measure of length is measured in centimeters, meters, kilometers, and of such kind. A measure of kilogram or mass is measured in gram, milligram, kilogram, and measures of such kind. Now, take a look. I say a certain object or a certain instrument measures dash using dash. You mention an object which measures A using B. Take a look. For example, watch measures time using seconds. A watch measures time using second. A meter measures length using meters. A measuring cylinder measures volume using liters. Now, construct a sentence using a dash measures dash using dash. So take those measurements which I taught you and write them down, then state what measures what as you see from my examples. That is first task. The second task, arrange all measurements respectively according to the, starting from the smallest to the largest measurement. Arrange the measurements respectively starting from the smallest to the largest measurement. Example, second, then it's go to minutes, then it's go to hours, days, week, month, years, and so forth. Do that in case of measure of length, do that in case of measure of mass, do that in case of measure of volumes, and write it in your exercise book. Thanks for listening. Again, I'm Enoch Juriely from Eteta TV. You are welcome.